Hello and welcome to the trade setup. In this video we are looking at Eli Lilly and company, and on this chart we have been tracking this idea of a double 1-2-1-2 setup for the initial uptrend that has developed, and now we are looking for the larger third wave to the upside, where again we actually have a very large series of 1-2 setups that is inbound, still developing. And in this case, we have here a 1-2, 1-2, 1-2, 1-2, 1-2. This would be our first complete wave 3, where we also have the 4-5 pattern. And then we are looking for the initial larger 4th and 5th waves to complete again another third wave, where this would then be complete. And in this case, we have the support zone here for wave 4 between the $743 level down to the $550 level that goes all the way down to the 50% retracement. And I will say a break below this level, the 50% retracement, would have actually quite bearish implications for this chart overall, where the entire structure would actually kind of fall apart, and it would really need a much more bearish interpretation for the entire chart fully, really. Now, we haven't done that, and so far we actually reached the 38.2% retracement perfectly, and we already had a reaction that, let me actually get to the shorter time frame here. We already had a reaction that took us outside of the support zone. And in case you haven't heard me mention this before, the 38.2% retracement is the ideal target for wave 4, and in my opinion it is extremely likely that we have already actually bottomed within this wave 4, and that now we would be heading in the 5th wave to new all-time highs. Now, in the previous video I gave you some ideal targets that we could be looking for such a wave 5, and that would start at around the $1,100 level, and from even this point where we are right now, that is over 50% in profit if you actually get in a position at this very moment. But we don't need to focus on that too much. What I want to focus on is the internal structure that we have here, where we are looking to build a 5-wave move to the upside to fulfill this pattern. And internally, in the previous video, I provided you a support zone for a continuation here directly to the upside to build an initial 5-wave move to the upside to have a first 1-2 setup where we could get another entry for the larger overall uptrend. Now, we actually happened to complete it, but then we again retraced just a little bit and we pushed even higher. So the movement right now actually looks a bit odd. I may have even more waves than just the 5, but I might also add it could still be very fine as a 5-wave move to the upside. We don't really need to look at the internals too much. We have here, actually let me use the tool for this idea. We have here what could very easily and nicely be considered a wave 1 complete, and we could now be looking very safely for a wave 2 retracement, where I already drew the support zone for such an interpretation here, and it would be from the $715 level, which we already reached and already got an initial reaction to the upside, and the support zone goes all the way down to the $654 level. Now, as long as we stay above this level at the 78.6% retracement, we can assume that with a decently high likelihood, we will see continuation to the upside in a larger wave 3. Now, I don't necessarily assume that this wave 2 bottomed here. Technically could be possible. From a larger time frame perspective, we have the wave 1 and the wave 2 that could also be considered here an ABC structure. We reached the minimum expectation level for such a wave 2, and technically it could head directly higher. But I personally could even see this extending a little bit longer, could be turning into an ABC structure that would still expect a larger correction within this wave 2. And if I look even closer, even this movement might not yet be complete within an ABC interpretation, where within the wave C I have here, and actually let me even label this. Now this would be internally, it could complete the wave 2, but we could, even after completing this large wave C, we could head into a larger correction in an ABC pattern. But internally within this wave C, let's see what we have here. I would label this as a wave 1 down, a wave 2 up, and then this as a third wave down, where we actually haven't even completed it yet. And within this, I would like a smaller degree. And yet within this wave 3, we actually have a 1, 2, a third, a fourth, and we could already be in the fifth wave to the downside, where then we would complete the wave 3, and then we would be looking for another fourth and another fifth to complete the wave C, and then quite possibly the wave 2 altogether. Now, this is on a very, very small time frame. It is extremely fragile, and I wouldn't recommend trading solely based on this interpretation, because yeah, it is not the most reliable. If you really want the most relevant area, we can look here initially for this 1-2 setup, and it can start the third wave to the upside from any point in this support zone area. So let me draw this again. Any point in this support area could create and start the reaction in the third wave to the upside. Who knows, some news might appear that shifts the market sentiment on this chart severely, and we have who knows what this would be, like a 30% jump. I'm not to say, I'm just tracking the support zones where the high probability reversal areas are in place. And then if you look at the even larger time frame, we are still within the larger wave 4 support zone, where if you were at this point and you wanted an entry on this stock, you would probably even enter at the very first level of support in a very small position. Right now, we are below that. So if you are interested in this stock, even right now, it is a very good entry opportunity in my opinion. And for the long time frame, remember, I was pointing out that even from this level to the $1,100 level, it is an over 50% increase. So in my opinion, quite a good opportunity, and it is a decently high probability chart also. We are tracking what seems like a pretty reliable uptrend over here. So for now, these are the levels, this is the trade setup. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, don't forget to subscribe and let me know what else you want me to cover, and I'll do my best to do that in the days and weeks ahead. And until then, I hope you have a nice day, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye bye.